underrate, underestimate the extent, value, or importance of someone or something. Now, you might be thinking, why did I tell you the definition of underrate? Simple, really. Today we're talking about quarterbacks who are underrated. And then eventually we'll talk about quarterbacks who are overrated. So, let's talk about underrated quarterbacks. What I mean like that, I mean like quarterbacks who didn't get the love they needed. Quarterbacks that, without them, their team would be garbage. And more like that. Let's get into it. We have to start this list with Derek Carr. Now, Derek Carr is the main quarterback of the Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders, and is the brother of the quarterback bust David Carr to the Houston Texans, and the backup quarterback to Eli Manning, who won a Super Bowl against the Patriots. Anyway, Derek Carr is underrated. Now, just to let you guys know, this is not going to be a list because, to be honest, I don't know where these picks will go in order. But anyway, without Derek Carr, this team would be the worst. Like, it would be the worst. Of course, back in 2016, this team was elite. Like, Derek Carr was going for an MVP stature until he got injured. And they got eliminated from the playoffs from the Texans the first round. Which is interesting because 1 year, actually I'm joking, 2 years later, Carson Wentz, the quarterback of the Eagles, got injured, and their team won the Super Bowl. So, Big Dick Nick's in the building. Anyway, without Derek Carr, this team would probably be nothing. I mean, they have Henry Ruggs now. They also have Jacobs. I don't know, something Jacobs. Anyway, they probably, and of course the Antonio Brown situation. Yeah, this team without Derek Carr would probably nothing, and no one really cares that much about Derek Carr. Of course, now with Marcus Mariota, now with the Raiders, that could put Derek Carr in a sticky situation. Yeah, so with this one, I was kind of intrigued with the situation. Cam Newton is so underrated that he can't even be on a football team. That's sad. Of course, Cam Newton got dropped by the Panthers for Tate Bridgewater in an unmature way and one of the worst ways to drop your MVP quarterback. Yeah, so of course that's not one of the greatest things, of course, but of course it was mainly because of his injuries. But like no team has picked him up yet. Dallas picked Andy Dalton. Patriots are still with Jarrett Stidham. The Raiders picked, Marcus Mariota. There are so many different teams that pick different quarterbacks as their backups or main quarterback. So, and of course we see Cam Newton doing exercising, training, all that. So, I mean, it looks like he's doing well. There's no quarterbacks taking the risk. Which is why I'm saying that the Steelers will be the perfect choice. Cam Newton can relax a bit. He has that flavor that the Steelers would need, especially with that new defense. So, I'm more surprised that he hasn't picked that team yet. Speaking about Andy Dalton, aka the Red Rifle, is on this list as well. Why? Well, I mean, he's underrated. I mean, like, he's gone to the playoffs like 5 times in a row, and then didn't make the playoffs 5 times in a row. Granted, AJ Green has been injured for most of the seasons that the Bengals didn't make it. Also, their offensive line is trash. Their defense is bad. I mean, now they dropped Andy Dalton. I'm more so for Joe Burrow. I'm more surprised that they didn't sit Joe Burrow for a season and kept Andy Dalton there, to mentor the kid. But no, instead he got dropped, and then Andy Dalton signed with the Dallas Cowboys for 3 seasons. Is he gonna play? Most likely not, unless Dak gets injured or gets benched or gets suspended. But I would love to see Andy Dalton on an actual good team, because I wanted him on the Patriots until I looked back at the Jarrett Stidham situation. Then I'm like, you know what? I think we're good. Yeah, no, Andy Dalton is a good quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. But man, he needs to be on a good team. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, now this is you're gonna be like, what? How is he underrated? How is he underrated? He brought his team to a Super Bowl. He should not be underrated. Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. He lost the Super Bowl. He's underrated because he lost the Super Bowl? I mean, no, but apparently sports media believe so. They believe that Garoppolo isn't the answer. In fact, people are saying that Tom Brady was going to replace Garoppolo and even be the backup quarterback to Brady. That happened, I would have been pissed. I'm gonna be honest. Just no. Garoppolo has done so much for this team, and then you just bench him for what? A quarterback in his early to mid 40s? That's stupid. That's so stupid. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield, a quarterback who did really well near the end of his rookie season, and then had a meh second season. People are saying that he's not the answer after 2 seasons. You know he's a young quarterback. You know that, right? He hasn't even finished his main contract. Hell, he's not even in his 4th season yet, and you're saying he's not the answer? I mean, like, I get it. The Browns supposed to be, like, the ultimate team, but, like, you know that Freddie Kitchens was not even the answer for the Browns. Kevin Stefanski, the offensive lineman for the offensive head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, he seems more of a fit. But you know that Freddie Kitchens was just the quarterback guy. You know that, right? Yeah, that would, like, teach the quarterbacks. You know that, right? He was never going to be the answer. And even so, you know that you only give him 1 season. It takes multiple seasons for a quarterback to get used to his coach's philosophy and all of that. You only give him 1 season. This reminds me a lot like Jameis Winston with Bruce Arians. Hell, I might even make a second episode because how many underrated quarterbacks. Yeah, Matthew Stafford. This was the guy who I automatically thought underrated. This guy needs to get out of Detroit now. Like, now. Because, this guy does not deserve to be on this trash team. Learn from Barry Sanders and, Megatron. Don't stay with this garbage team. Next, we have Minshew Mania. Gardner Minshew. How's he underrated? Well, to be flat or simple, This guy should have won the Rookie of the Year, not Kyle Murray. This guy was signed in the 6th round. And he had a better season than Murray. And most of the season, Nick Foles was supposed to be the main quarterback until he got injured week 1. Gardner Minshew played but one bad game. And then they put Nick Foles in. He was so underrated that they put Nick Foles back in after one bad game, even though he played like the Rookie of the Year. He was probably the best rookie, aside from Daniel Jones and Drew Lock. Well, I would say that Gardner was better than them. Gardner is going to have a huge 2020. I gotta say it right now, I'm a huge Gardner Minshew fan right now. Not the Jaguars, but the quarterback. Just to let you guys know. Yeah, screw the Jaguars. And the last quarterback for today, because we might need to make a part 2, is Sam Darnold. Why is Sam Darnold underrated? Let me tell you why. Because no one expects Sam Darnold to do anything. They expect Josh Allen. They expect possibly Jarrett Stidham to win the division. Even though Sam Darnold won 6 of the last, was it 8 games? 7 of the last. It was something on the lines of 6 out of 8 games or something like that. Because they were god awful until Sam Darnold came back after Mona, which is a disease. He did well. He's the opposite of Mayfield. He's getting better each season, while people are saying that Baker was getting worse by each season. Of course, that offensive line for the Jets was horrific. They didn't use Le'Veon Bell properly. Their best wide receiver, Robbie Anderson, is now with Carolina. They have no weapons at all. But they did get a wide receiver in the 2nd round. So, that's a good thing. And now Jamal Adams might leave. So, yeah, Sam, you might want to... I don't know what the hell you should do. I don't know if you should play extremely well or play bad. Because either way, you should not stick with this team. Yeah. Alright, so those are my picks for underrated quarterbacks. We're probably going to have a episode 2. I know that I missed weapons like Jameis Winston. And then we're also going to talk about overrated quarterbacks. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe, push the notification bell. If you guys like drama videos, check out Drama Karma, the main channel. And, yeah, see you guys next time.